Hi everyone, my name is Rizky Abraham. For this week's presentation, I'm trying to explain about API. And first, we need to know what is an API. API stands for Application Programming Interface, which is a software intermediary that allows two applications to talk to each other. Example is a Google font that we used in a few weeks ago, or this week lesson on how to build a table where we borrow Google's font, which is Ubuntu, for our assignment. And another example is Google Maps. You can see on the screen right now where it displays a Google map on the website right here, and this picture was taken from Realtor.com. And then some other example are Facebook and YouTube API. So here's a diagram where API is a software intermediary that allows two apps to talk to each other. It handles the data request from the client and delivers the request to the server and throws back the specific data requested from the server. And then the good thing about API is the database is not visible to the client. So the API handles all those tasks. And by only requesting a specific data, the API only requests for that specific data in the server database and deliver that specific data back to client. So here's an easy explanation about API. Imagine you're in a restaurant and you found a seat and looked through the menu and you decide that you want to eat fried rice for today. And then from where you're sitting right now, you can see the kitchen and see a few cooks and chefs working in the kitchen. You could go to the kitchen and tell them that you want a fried rice, and hopefully they will not kick you out of the kitchen. Or there's a person that could help us to order a fried rice and deliver this message to the kitchen. And that guy is the server or a waiter. The waiter will take our order and take that order to the kitchen. When the chef has cooked our food, he will tell the server to deliver the food to us, the client or the guest. So the waiter handles those order requests from you and deliver it back to you to your table. An API does the same thing. It handles the request that you throw at it and request for it to the database, and database will look for that information that you requested and give it back to API so it can deliver the data to you. And here's another example. If you, for example, you created a website and you want to embed a video from YouTube on your website. You know the title of the song or the video, and look it up on YouTube, and you get a video ID, and you throw that request at API, and the API will request that data to the server, and then the server will only look for that specific data to throw it back at API, so it can deliver the video that you requested. Here I will show you an example on how to embed a video from YouTube using iframe API by using iframe tags right here. And then specify the width and the height of the video. And then I'm going to allow it to be a full screen whenever we click the little button square on the bottom right. And then here's the source of the video, which is from YouTube. And then set embed. And then this is the unique ID of the video. So if we go to our test.html, I have the video right here, and I can play it. And then whenever I click the full screen right here, it can go to full screen. And now I will give you an example how to embed a Google Map on your website. So first I have to have a div right here. I will call it, I put an ID for that div as a map, and I set the width and height for that div. The width is going to be 100%, which is going to stretch out at the screen, and then the height will be 400 pixel. And then after that we have to have a script, and then we're going to call the function, which is init map. And then to do that, I need to have the a latitude or longitude. If I'm going to show the a city, for example, I'm going to choose Las Vegas, so I need to find out the latitude and longitude of Las Vegas. And then with I can go to the a website here called latlong.net, and then if you, for example, if you put London right here, it's gonna give you all these two coordinates. One is latitude, one is longitude. And for this test, I'm gonna put Las Vegas, and it's gonna give me these two latitude and longitude. So we copy and paste here to our test.html, and then I put the latitude 36, longitude minus 115, and then I created a new variable which is map, which is gonna take the map from Google, and then it's gonna output it to my app map ID div right here, and then it's gonna zoom 7 times, and the center of the map is gonna be my latitude and longitude, which is 36 and 115, which is Las Vegas. And then this is the variable for marker, which is the red marker right here on Google Map. And then the position is going to be my latitude and longitude, which is these two coordinates. And then it's going to output the map. And if the tunnel I am here, it's just gonna, if you hover over the marker, it's gonna say I am here. So let's try it out. Let's save it, and then we'll load it here. And then there you go. There's a map for Las Vegas. You can zoom in, and then because you can see whenever it loads the map, the center of the map is gonna have the coordinates that we just put right there, which is Las Vegas. And then it's gonna show a marker, and then whenever we hover the marker, it's gonna say I am here right here. Another example is about our weather forecast project. We can use API to request real-life time current temperatures from a website, from a database, a server. So how we're gonna do it? So I'm gonna create an example here with inside test.html. I already created 3 divs. One I'm gonna call show temp, an ID of show temp, and then the other one is to show the high temperature for the Las Vegas. So I put a name ID right there, show high, and then the third one will be showing the low temperature, and then put the ID show low right there. And then after we created those 3 divs, I'm gonna create all of this, put this script right here, and we're gonna use XML HTTP request method. So I created a new variable. I'll call it XML HTTP, and then it's gonna create a new XML HTTP request, and then it's gonna run this function right here. So whenever the ready state and for and the status is 200, all of this just means like the data has been sent, the request has been sent, and the data returned okay, and so the data is done. So the data is ready, and then it's gonna return a response text from that. And then this response text, it's gonna be in a JSON format. So a JSON format it looks like this. We're going to talk about a JSON data in a little bit. So I'll go to the openweathermap.org to request for my city temperatures for Las Vegas. So it says you can request it by city name. So it's an example of the API call right here, api.openweathermap.org data 2.5 weather, and then you put the name of the city at the end right here. And then since I think there's more than one Las Vegas in the world, I think there's one in Mexico, and of course one in Nevada here in the US. So I'll decided to put a city ID on my code. So I download a file over here, and then I looked it up for Las Vegas and in Nevada, US, and I found the unique ID for Las Vegas. So I put that unique ID over here, and then I'll show you right here real quick. So I have the address right here for my Las Vegas. So I'll just copy it and then paste it over here. and then it returns an error. It says invalid API key. So it asks for a specific unique API key, so you have to request it through the website. If you have requested, they can send you an email with your unique ID, and then after that you can put the unique ID over here. So I just copy paste. I already got my unique ID, and then you just copy and paste right here. So it'll give me this JSON data right here, and then my unique ID will be right here, and then the default units will be in Kelvin. So I want it to Fahrenheit, so I put these code right here, and all of this information can be found in documentation on the website. So when I click over here, it will give me this information, which is kind of confusing at first, but basically it's just an array of object data. So you can parse it so we can see it better. So I just copy and paste it right here on JSON parser online, and then we can see it's easier right here. It has coordinates, weather, and all this information, but we just need the temperature, the current temperature, which is right here, and then the minimum and maximum, high and low. So all of this information are in the main object, so we can pass it to our code right here. So I'm gonna output it to show temp for current temperature, which is in the my object right here, and then main object and temperature, and the same thing with the high and low. High would be in the same main object, and then temp max, and low would be in temp main and temp min. And then there's one more thing. So every API asks for a unique ID right here. For example, for the weather app, it's going to ask for the unique city, the city name, and then an app ID. The same thing with a Google map. We put a request right here, and then there's the address for Google Maps. And then this unique ID, we have to ask Google for a unique ID, and then so it will be validated if we're allowed to have access for that data, and then Google gonna send an API key for us. So we just put this address right here, and then after the key, after the address right here, we'll put our unique key right here. So we'll be allowed to access the data of the maps from Google Maps. So I'm going to show you the example. So on our weather forecast project, we need to show the high and low temperature. So we can actually like create a div right here, and then with the code that we just wrote right here. So we're gonna get the data from from the openweathermap.org website, and then I'll give you the example here on the test.html. The first div gonna display the current temperature of Las Vegas, and then high temperature of Las Vegas and low of 66. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you.